2. I haven't got the prompt yet.
Wait for it.
Turn it up.
We're doing.
Oh, I heard my phone.
We're doing motherfucking HD tonight.
Ooh, what?
Fucking 1080p, motherfuckers.
Why? In just your camera or like
no, on
the
the
actual
fucking stream.
Well, did you have to upgrade to do that, or what? Why is that different than what it's always been? We haven't been 1080p.
Wow.
Get him, Ashtray.
Jeez,
Get him,
dude.
Ashtray. World star, motherfucker.
If you must know, I have
Yes.
upped the bit rate.
Ooh, that's what it is.
Yes.
I thought maybe it was the bit rate, but I just wanted to.
You
Okay.
guys had no idea.
Fancy words.
Fucking
fancy
A,
words.
man.
None of us did,
Nope.
except Oracle.
Awesome. Cool.
Nice.
Get some fancy stuff on the computer there. Now we're in HD.
Boy, damn. Now they're gonna see all my bad, horrible complexion.
Yep. Jesus.
Dude,
My
Fucking
ass face.
pustules.
My ass face.
awesome. Cool. On this episode of the Red Eye Report, Teddy talks it out. That was a good title, buddy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was good. Time.
We make fun of Ashtray being a retard with his ass face.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
And we rename Oracle, but what do you want his name to be? Like Cock Licker or something? What do you want your name to be?
Oh, come
Well, I
on,
meant
man. Give me something better than that.
It was you said it in the messenger. He said he
That's
wanted
too
to change
close.
his name to fucking
Oh,
something. I can't
fuck.
remember
What
what
did
it
I
was.
say? God
yeah, it was like
damn.
cock something. I can't remember what it was.
I can't
I
remember.
was
Cock scabs.
Cock scabs. Yes, cock scabs.
Cock scabs. That's what it was. Yeah.
Call them cock scabs.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Man.
We had like a 3-hour-long conversation about it. You
No,
don't
we
remember this?
If we did,
trust me.
I would
He
sleep.
could be cock warts. They don't go away.
Awesome.
No, it's all about suppression.
Scabs heal.
Speaking of Oracle, he's with us this week. I've always liked Oracle, but I really missed the one time I got to meet him. He had this 70s porn stash, and it was so fucking awesome.
It was so bad.
I want the porn stash back.
Dude, I look like
And
a
then
fucking like straight up child molester.
Yeah.
Don't do the porn stash.
Don't ever come into my house then.
Then there's Ashtray. Anytime we hang out together, me and Ashtray fucking we start a bar fight pretty much.
Yep.
And then there's Mistic. I fucking hate Mistic. He's an asshole. He can die in hell.
All right, hey, this intro is actually pretty
I
good.
knew it was gonna be bad, but fuck you.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. For years,
Yeah,
I've been
well, your
trying
words still hurt, no matter
Oh.
your intent.
Aw.
to,
Meat Mountain has been injured.
every since I've known Mistic, I've tried to get him to eat a salad. I've not been successful once.
Fuck you. I eat salad.
Yeah, he does.
had a
He eats like
Waldorf
3 or 4
salad
at a
today.
time.
I'm Teddy. I had an emotional day today, so I just wanted to have a nice little conversation with friends. And I love you fellas, but fuck y'all. This is Red Eye Report.
Boom.
Is it that time of month or something?
It is that time of month, actually. Yeah.
Heck yeah, buddy.
Well, it's Christmas time,
Mm-hmm.
and I always get a little extra emotional around Christmas time. This year, I've always decorated my house the same way my wife did it, which is a tree on one side, yada yada yada. But we always use the same ornaments all the time with me, my girlfriend, and my son. And it was kind of weird because me and my wife made all those ornaments. So I felt I didn't think about this at the time, but it was kind of like an asshole thing to do, to have like my girlfriend help me put a tree up with all the stuff. So I decided to do it differently this year, put the tree on the other side of the house, and got a new tree. And since my girlfriend's very what do you call it, handy, she makes shit. She made me bracelets.
Crafty.
Yeah, crafty. There it is. And my son is he likes to paint and shit. So I gave them my bank card and sent them off to Target to get all the Christmas shit.
Big fucking mistake.
Yeah, that wasn't smart at all.
It was pretty good. They came back with it because the tree I bought.
They didn't come back with fur coats. Come on, guys.
Yet,
get crisp shit, right?
yet they were back for it.
But it came out nice and everything else. As I was thinking about, the reason what got me thinking about this is I have been seeing a psychiatrist for about 8 months, a real one, and I go on Fridays. So
a real one?
Yeah, have you
What,
seen
were
a
seeing
fake
one
one?
before? Dude,
Sorta. I had a
Bell, or what?
no. There's a buddy of mine on Xbox who has a psychiatry degree. So I would talk to him from time to time about things like that. So
Hey,
Says
that's
he
actually a
does,
pretty
so-
good idea.
I mean, yeah, and it's and I, so I was going
So
to talk
do you
about
know
how
this for a fact, or did he just say he has a psychiatry degree? Because
I go to an office where he has a very ugly secretary, and I wait.
no, I mean like your friend online. Does he?
Oh no, he was. I don't know for a fact.
He was
Oh, he
10.
at least played the part well.
He played a part.
And usually what it
It's like
means is you
Doogie
just
Howser,
fucking
man.
listen.
And there was somebody to talk to. So, but it got me thinking about Christmas stuff, and so I started thinking about scams, suicide, and crime, because that's one of the many things I'm used to hearing about during Christmas time. But after my wife went, I got scammed a lot, a shit ton. Or people
I never
are
thought about that.
Yeah, people are like that. They go through obituaries and stuff. I was getting letters and
What?
things about your wife has a secret account or she has
What
a defunct
the
account. Like
fuck?
we didn't have any fucking any debt.
People
So, but
did
I'm
that, really?
What?
Oh yeah, they
That's some
sent you.
scumbag shit
Dude,
right
that's
there.
like
Right.
super scumbag shit.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah,
fuck.
and so
Yeah,
I
it's
looked
probably
at
some public record. It's like, oh, so and so died.
I mean, I've
Well,
only
it is
done
public
it for
record.
about 3 years, but I mean, it's
so I wanted
to
to
live
look
in,
at the
dude.
stats of-
It's honest at least.
So I wanted to look at the stats of like scamming like that. But I couldn't really find those stats. But I did find the scam stats of 2018. And it says that out of 1.4 million people that were fraud reports, they said we collected more than 1.4 million fraud reports, and people say they lost money. The funny thing about this is there are more young people that got scammed than old people.
No shit.
43% of people polled that got scammed were in their like 20s, and only like 15% were in their 70s.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
actually
So,
super
right, you think-
surprising.
Right? You think,
Yeah, but let's think
backwards.
about this rationally, though. How many times does somebody in their 70s have a next of kin like that, though? You know what I'm saying?
When it's like so and so died, you want to claim this
Well, these
kind
are,
of a
but it's not.
scam.
Well, it's not. But I'm not talking. This is like scams. Period. Not just that particular kind of scam they're doing.
Okay.
The obituary scam. Like all scams, all kind of scams. Like in
Mhm.
So the people they did. I couldn't find like the individual stats and shit, but it's I know it's identity theft and credit card theft are among the highest. I mean, how many of y'all heard this thing? Have y'all heard the myth that that more people commit suicide in the holidays?
Yeah, I've definitely heard
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's actually I've heard it too. It's actually a fucking myth. Because I don't know why I looked this up, but but I did.
Well, because it's like something you assume makes sense because everybody thinks about
well,
the family they used to
that's the
have or how the
deception.
holidays are different from what their
Yeah.
ideals were.
Yeah, that's the misconception that a lot of people think that because of like the people either are spending time with their family too much, or the stress of spending time with their family, or the stress of not having family, they say fuck it and off themselves.
Mhm.
But actually, December and November, December come in 11th and 12th in the
No
months.
shit. So it's on the
11 to 12,
completely opposite
It's on the
side of
complete opposite. Yeah, and then
Let me guess,
January.
February.
Oh no, January jumps up to fucking 9th. I didn't look at February.
Huh.
But January jumps up to 9th. Yeah. But it's mostly in the spring and summertime when people kill themselves.
Ah,
Yeah, it's mostly in the warmer months. that
Really?
People. Yeah.
right.
And I mean I think like in this time you kind of I guess when I was I got being recently single and stuff. When you in the springtime, that's when you started. You're saying started wearing stuff. That's when you started looking for bitches. You know, springtime trying to couple up. I guess.
Recently single because your girlfriend's watching right now.
Well, I know. Like I'm not recent.
I'm fucking
You
with
were recently.
God,
Yeah.
I'm high as shit.
Fucking
Son
Teddy
of a
comes
bitch.
out of hibernation. He's got a fucking
Yes. Teddy comes out of hibernation in springtime if he doesn't already have a girlfriend.
Okay, so
if I don't already have a
so Teddy, this is the first time that I've heard about these fucking obituary fucking scams and shit.
Right.
Like, can you
But it's not just obituaries. I mean, like churches came out of the. I got business from Muslims.
churches?
I got business from Muslims,
What the
Muslim churches,
fuck,
Jehovah
dude?
Witnesses.
Were they asking for donations or some shit or what?
Well, some of them asking for donations, but they all asked me to come and come to their church.
Oh, basically to like deal with your mourning.
Yeah. To deal
And get
deal
your
with stuff,
fucking collections too.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Oh yeah,
Man,
that is
mean,
definitely a
y'all-
way to look for weak.
Hell
recruits.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
every church
Weak
showed up
willed.
with a fucking a basket of fruit and coffee and shit, but inside the basket was like a tape or video of the sermons and shit they do.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all are advertising. But they,
True.
But did they lay it on you, or was it pretty much just kind of like, here, we're sorry for your loss?
It was they everybody started off, I'm sorry for your loss, yada yada yada, and then they go into it with
Oh, they
God
went into
or
a spiel.
God or Muhammad or Jehovah
Mm.
or whatever, you can blah 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 blah. And so I like to get him off my doorstep. I really fucking was like, look, no, hell Satan or some shit like that. But
That'll get him.
There you
I
go.
had
Well
Not a
played.
mercy.
but there were these two black women and this white dude who were Jehovah's Witnesses, and they would not take my shit. They just kept coming back. And I even
Jehovah's Witnesses are relentless.
I even-
Remember my story about the Jehovah's Witness girlfriend? Not really.
Dude, I-
girlfriend.
You had a Jehovah Witness
I wrote a
girlfriend?
song about Jehovah Witnesses when I was in a band with Oracle
Boom.
because they came back to my house 5 separate fucking times after I told them
yeah, those
to
fuckers
leave
are
me the fuck
persistent.
alone.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
they are
that Let the
persistent.
Beatings Begin? Was that the song?
No, that was the following.
Oh, the following. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sit back while I kick you in your fucking chest.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Stupid fucking following.
So anyway, we're talking about the scams. You said, can I tell you what do you want to know?
I mean, I've just never heard of this fucking
I'm
level of
surprised it's not
scams,
something-
man.
They talk about a lot.
Yeah,
They
it
do
was-
talk about scams on the elderly a lot.
Yeah,
on the
right.
news,
Yeah,
But
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking it's got. But I thought my situation was unique. I've met a lot more people in my situation in the past years. But
That's
it's
crazy, dude.
but I think it's I haven't met too many. So when like a loved one or something like that dies and you're the person that's are you all executors of estates of your parents' estates? Anybody?
I
I don't know
My
if-
parents, yes.
Also, do any of y'all have
I may be.
Mystic? Do you
Have
have
a
a
what?
will? Do you have a will?
I do. Yes,
Okay.
me and my wife.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, executive
I
estate.
did it when I was in the hospital. I kind of figured it was about time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different
I
when you
didn't
have
know,
kids.
I didn't
right?
know it was up. You know.
I get you. Yeah. So it's and it's like this is like before I started doing the drugs and shit. After I started doing the drugs and stuff, it made it a lot worse because you open the mail and and at some point I actually stopped checking my mail after a while because I got so many of them. And it's and it was like you I mean I've gotten your wife had a secret account or she's got a defunct account. We had no debt, but yeah, you owe like $2,000 and yada yada
Damn,
yada.
dude.
Yeah.
But
They make it seem like a small
yeah, they make it seem like
debt.
yeah,
Man,
Like,
it's
oh, she just took out this car. She bought shoes at
yeah, dude.
J.C.
But-
Penney.
but-
a
the
lot
way-
of shoes, and
but
you
the way
now
the
have to
probate-
pay for those.
The way the probate lawyer said, I can't remember what he did, but he did something to where if somebody had if we had an outstanding debt or if she had an outstanding debt, they had to come through him because the estate had to handle it.
Yeah.
And so like he pretty much told me to ignore
Oh.
everything. Ignore everything you get in the mail. It's all fake. He's like a
So-
scammer.
Man.
With
the
your
whole point of
family,
a
you should set
probate
up an
lawyer, yeah.
estate, or do you
Yeah.
have to set up an estate for each individual? I guess. How does that? I don't know how estates really work.
Well, I actually still don't know how estates work. I was executive of this estate, and I'm executor of
I'm
father's
pretty
estate.
sure everyone has their own
It's-
estate. Everything you
Yeah.
own, Ashtray, is your
Is this
estate.
It's
considered
your
my
estate.
estate?
So
Yeah,
your
your estate.
will
Weird,
would be
pervy
the
estate.
will of your estate.
Here, I guess I thought an estate is like some legal thing you have to set up.
Gigantic. I
Well,
always
no,
thought
no,
when I
it's
was
a-
younger that
right.
estates were like the literal term, how British use them. Oh, his estate. Like it's like this old
Your
castle in
land.
the fucking British
Yeah.
countryside and shit. Like you got horses and stuff. No, it's just like it's just like your shit.
See, my
you
mom
know,
has
my
horses, so it
Xbox.
makes
I leave
sense.
that to my wife, I guess. That's all I got.
Dude, it's like if somebody's in debt, and you kind of just get all these like crushing phone calls or whatever, and you just get guilted into
Ah,
never
especially
wanting to fucking answer the phone or check the mail.
The cycle of depression,
Right.
man.
But
Yeah.
no, you didn't do anything wrong. A fucking loved
Yeah,
one
yeah.
died.
Yeah.
That's so
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
fucked
your life
up.
just got fucking turned upside down.
Yeah. And like I said, after the drugs, it made it a lot worse. You open it up and like, holy shit, $2,000, $6,000. I'm like, what? Where's all this coming from?
Right.
So yeah. But like I said, it's you get a probate lawyer and you're great. They handle everything.
What's a probate lawyer?
Yeah, what's a probate lawyer?
They handle things they handle the estate for the deceased for you.
Okay.
It's kind of like you're the power of attorney, but you hand over the estate stuff to them, so they take care of all.
They handle all the nuanced details.
Yeah, they handle all the bills and stuff.
Basically ask you, do you want to do this or do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, because I remember
consultants.
Like the bank wasn't going to give me the house. Like I had to go buy the house. I put all the money on my bank card and went into Wells Fargo and paid off the house, whatever. Because the lawyer told me to do that because the bank was talking about, because my credit is shitty. I've never really had credit, and what really credit I did have.
It was their insurance, right? That allowed you to take care of that, right?
Right. Yeah. The life insurance allowed me to take care of that. Yeah. And then, because he told me to go do it, and I went and did it. And then I got a call from Wells Fargo about I shouldn't have done that because the house legally wasn't mine, even though it was left to me in the will. It was.
Wow, dude. What the fuck?
God damn! What a bunch of bullshit.
What the fuck, man? Yeah. Dude, I bet people fucking just lose their shit, especially if they don't get a probate lawyer. I know if I was mentally distressed,
I wouldn't even know what to get.
I didn't even know to get a probate lawyer. The funeral home told us to get a probate lawyer.
Oh damn! Well, they were looking out.
They're like,
on them.
Yeah, they weren't. They're like, yeah, you got to get a probate lawyer. It's like he'll handle all the stuff because okay, cool. So we got a probate lawyer. So yeah, like it was a funeral home that told us to get a probate lawyer.
Yeah,
it was fucking awesome.
Looking out.
Well, funeral homes shouldn't have to tell you to get a fucking probate lawyer.
Yeah,
they shouldn't.
You shouldn't
but,
have to have a probate lawyer. You know what I mean? Like that's the.
I don't know. From my experience, and I have a friend who works at a funeral home, where it's like that. They are kind of like they're that go-to focal point, and they really do help because families don't know what the fuck.
I'm sure they do, but what I'm saying is they shouldn't have to. It's a situation in someone's life where shit should just be easy for them to handle. Yeah. You know, like what the fuck?
I don't know. Is death ever easy though?
No, it's not.
No, it's not, Ashtray. That's what I'm trying to say. All the rest of this shit shouldn't make it harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the funeral home, it was good on them, but they still charged the headstone alone was like $3,000.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They will get their money.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's what was fucking weird is when my father-in-law he brought the plot and everything else. So when he brought the plot, he brought like the next 8 around it.
Wow.
No, that's what you usually do.
Oh yeah, they got one for me, my wife that's already there, my new wife in case I get a new wife, my son, my dog, his wife, him.
Oh, the dog too?
Yeah, the dog's the dog's there too.
I have actually. Dude. Any of you else stake claim to your grave plot?
No.
I don't want a grave plot. I want to be cremated. It's a waste of space, man. I don't want.
Yeah, I'd rather be cremated.
I'd rather be cremated. I mean, I don't.
See, I'm different-minded. I basically mowed cemeteries all my life growing up. From like the age I was, probably not like 10, maybe old enough to do a push mower, with my grandparents, and back. Yeah, Little Van Buren Cemetery. It's where my grandparents are buried, and my cousin, and like basically it was the same thing like Teddy said, where all those plots. I don't know, there was maybe 8 or 10 were bought, and it's like this is a cemetery we also took care of. Like, we mowed it and trimmed around each and every headstone, so it's kind of like important. So like I put money down to make sure one of those extra plots next to where my mom and my stepdad will be buried is where I'm going to be laid to rest.
How much money are we talking here?
I think it was $130 or something like that.
Ain't bad.
It's basically just to lay claim to that plot. You know, that doesn't headstone or any like the burial costs, but it's to say that's my chunk of land.
Now, would you have to pay for the rest of it when it actually...
When the time comes, yeah. All the rest of it has to get paid for. This is just to say that this plot of land is claimed for me, and the thing too is this Van Buren Cemetery is where I'll be buried. It's where my buddy, who I grew up with in high school, who went to Iraq and then came back and went through a lot of depression issues and ended up drunk driving himself into a light pole. He's buried there too. And it's such a small cemetery that it's like there's only so many plots that they could maybe expand to before things full. So yeah, I put my money down. And
remember when we talked about, we had a death episode fucking, I don't know, like 5 years ago.
It was a suicide episode because we watched that movie about people jumping off the bridge. Because Mistic.
Oh wait, no, that was DIY where we watched because of the mural.
But I remember when we did that, somebody brought up the point that in some countries, and I've read this in other places, because space is limited in cemeteries, you only lease that land for a certain amount of time. And after that lease is up, you actually have to dig the body up and get rid of it or move it.
Oh, wait. So after it's already buried?
Yeah, after it's already buried. Yeah, you only get buried for so long. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, this is the thing.
I guess to save the land, those caskets, I didn't know this until I had to go look for one. But those caskets, they put the caskets inside, they lower them inside a big metal thing. Yeah, like a sarcophagus, and then cover that up. And you have to pay for that too.
Yeah.
Like not just the casket. And
well,
and that's because when it rains or whatever, to keep it from floating to the top or some shit. That's how they explained it. But I mean, like, I had no idea I had to pick out like the metal thing, and then I'm like, why not just have like a base metal thing? And then you got to pick out the casket. So
no, the thing is, the sarcophagus also, I mean, not like you said, it weighs it. It keeps it underground. Yeah. So if land shifts and whatnot, especially if it's a wooden casket, like a lot of older ones were, the sarcophagus also prevents fucking grave robbers, or like you've got to put because they're concrete lids.
Yeah, concrete lids. Yeah.
There was that story where there's like two brothers or whatever, like tried to go basically dig up the body of like some hot high school girl who died in a motorcycle accident. You remember that story? Like
no.
12 years ago.
Who reads this kind of shit?
No, it was Wisconsin story. This happened in Wisconsin.
Did you get it in your monthly issue of Necrophiliac Monthly?
Yes, it was. Cover story. And I'm surprised you were not subscribed. You only get it at the newsstand. But anyways, they did not get to this poor fucking girl's body because of the sarcophagus. It's this big, they dug literally down to it and like, oh shit, oh we can't, like they're in their heads are thinking, oh yeah, it's just easy, you just dig down, open the lid, and like we can fuck this body.
Oh my god!
They even went to Walmart and got condoms.
Holy shit!
Seriously?
What the? What?
Yeah. True story. I don't
get it. They don't look. Y'all have been to funerals. The bodies don't look the same. They look different.
No.
Let alone she died in a motorcycle accident and she didn't have a helmet on. How pretty do you think she still looked?
Oh, hey man, them titties nice and firm now.
Holy shit.
But yes. It's fucked up.
And the last thing I started looking up is crime, because you hear a lot about. I thought I did. I haven't heard it in a while because I don't really watch the news anymore about crime in Christmas time. But actually, like property crimes are down technically because nobody breaks in your house until you ship Christmas. They will, if you're at the mall or whatever or somewhere, they will go in your car sometimes. But the most prevalent theft now, because of internet shopping, are porn pirates.
Yeah,
I got a Ring doorbell, and it was the best $200 I ever spent. You can get them for as low as like $60 and stuff if you want one. I feel like I'm pitching Ring. It's any kind of like security thing for your front door. That's awesome. Because I did all my shopping for the first time online last year on Amazon. And I still got video of every package that got dropped off and shit. It's awesome. And one thing I like about Ring is there's a lot of neighborhood watch apps, sort of. Ring has its own. It's called Neighbors or something like that. Anybody can download this shit, even if you don't have Ring, because it puts you in an area or whatever of where your house is, and around this circle or whatever, like within like 3 miles. It's trust me, white people are nosy. And they like I get shit out here like there's a coyote like 1.2 miles away. There's a coyote walking across somebody's driveway, but most of the time it's somebody trying to sell something but sometimes it's a porch pirate or somebody like they got videos of people like getting into people's cars and stuff. And it'll tell you like this happened like 1.2 miles away from your house or 0.9 miles away from your house. And even if you don't have a Ring doorbell, it will still let you know that shit. And it's so if I like if you want to know what's going on in your neighborhood,
so you can put like an alert out there for
it's
somebody.
like a neighborhood kind of group. I actually heard an NPR article about it. But they also said it's like you were saying, like white people are nosy, and it's always like they're only sharing things that they find suspicious, even if they are innocuous.
Nothing's ever nice on this side. On this
and they're like, it makes you feel like there's always like a danger around the corner.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually turn my alerts off because you get them so often I don't know if it's where I live or whatever, but you get them so often that I actually turn them off because I'm like, I don't care about a coyote. I'm like, this guy came knocked on my door, but does anybody know who he is? And it's like, what's those people who are scared to come outside? I don't know the name of it, but it seems like some of those people are like that, where they'll post like 9 times a day.
Oh, agoraphobia.
Yeah, agoraphobia. I'm like, why are you still at home right now? I'm like, I refuse.
It's agoraphobia.
So it's white people are nosy. If you want to find out what's going on in your neighborhood without put it with minimal effort,
put the white people to work.
Put the white people to work, bro. Yeah, they'll do it for you. That's all I really got to say. Does anybody want to add anything else before I finish this main topic off? Any questions or gripes, concerns?
Well, I was gonna say, what year was it, Teddy, that your wife passed away?
2015, May 14th.
Okay, that's 4 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, when it happened, from our perspective, it was just like, fuck, and there we felt really helpless.
Oh no, you felt helpless, bro. I was. I know. It was a big.
In a sense of like, as friends, what we could try to offer.
Right. I get that. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
And my Xbox friends were. I mean, y'all were awesome. My Xbox friends were awesome. I mean, that's why after I got my mind sorted, actually I got a shit ton of drugs, and I decided to take that trip about traveling around the country to go meet people. I was high as shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, my point being is that, fuck, man, it was really shitty, and we wish we could have done more. I guess, and I am glad. Also glad to hear you're going to a therapist, because I used to go to a therapist as well.
Yeah, I've been seeing memes on Facebook about how like black people should go to therapy. Like I've never heard that. I don't know as many black people as I do.
Right, I haven't been seeing these memes, Teddy.
Really, I have about how black men need to talk about their psychology and stuff like that, or need to talk about their feelings and things like that. I've never heard that stigma in I guess in my house.
I've heard that it is, but that's I've never heard just a white perception. But it may be also that black people aren't really encouraged, because it's still there's a stigma for any race to
that's because therapy is not cheap, bro. It is not mental,
and exactly it's not cheap either. So there's probably a low percentage of black people, which in turn fuels the stereotype that black people don't deal with their mental health.
Right.
Boom. Anybody else got anything to add?
I just think that's crazy with the scam, the death scam shit.
Yeah.
But you should fucking write a book about that or something, because that's fucking insane, dude. Like, I've never heard of that before.
I don't know where any of the mail is anymore. I mean, it's I'm pretty sure I still got some pieces downstairs.
Yeah,
I mean, because my little entertainment center, I stuffed a bunch of mail in there years ago, so I'm pretty sure I might still have some of that stuff in there. But I don't think I know where any of the stuff is anymore.
Yeah, well, that's good. What was the lawyer? Probate lawyer?
Probate lawyer. Yeah.
Okay, I had never heard of that before either. So
yeah, me neither.
Well, shit. I mean, I know it's only a matter of time before I'm going to have to be dealing with similar things with
people
my parents.
Right.
Yeah,
and your parents. Mystic, how old are your parents? I mean, you're ancient.
60-something.
You're old enough, motherfucker. But yeah,
dead,
it was.
Dude. Are you gonna be a dick about it?
Why you gotta be a dick about it?
Because I assumed.
But yeah, it was. I went through a lot of stuff, but y'all, my friends were actually great. Family was great, even though I misconstrued a lot, and so. But yeah, I just want to say I really do appreciate you fellas. I love doing the show with y'all. Like this Wednesday or Thursday night therapy is fun. I wish y'all played. I wish you two play video games more on Xbox. That's my main social thing. And I wish Mistic would let me know when he was on Xbox.
I'm playing. I'm just showing offline, dude.
Just showing offline. It's like,
just text me, man. Just text me.
Oh man. But yeah, now we're gonna move on to the what's sexy part of our show, and we're gonna start off with Ashtray first. With Greta Thunberg was Time Person of the Year.
Yeah, the Greta, is it Thunberg?
Is it Thunberg?
Thunberg. Anyway, she was just this morning listed as Times Person of the Year.
I thought I was gonna get it.
I know, right? Well, everybody thought, of course, all the liberals was like, Nancy Pelosi's gonna get it.
Oh my God! Fuck no.
Fucking conservatives thought Donald Trump's gonna get it.
Pelosi.
Yeah, that is stupid.
Not necessarily progressive, but like the like mainstream Dems, Nancy Pelosi, and then I would say the more liberal ones are like the people of Hong Kong. You know. Anyways, like, do you remember the year?
I hate society.
I know, right? But this is what people are bickering over, like who should have, or shouldn't have gotten, Person of the Year. And I don't know if you remember, there was like a year where this might be like a fucking decade ago or more, where it was like Person of the Year, and it was like you, and like the cover had this
I remember that
issue, and people were like, what the fuck, you know? I mean, come on, that's a bigger cop out than this,
right? That's a huge cop out.
Yeah. And the
it's like a chia pet of fucking journalism or some shit. Write your own story. What the fuck?
Mad Libs journalism.
And anyways, I didn't really weigh too much one way or another about this Greta Thunberg up until this fall when she was invited to the UN for her speech, and like it was very publicized, like, oh, she's taking this, solar boat, across the fucking ocean. It's going to take 20 days. Like, she's doing it, so she's not flying and, wasting gas or emissions, blah, blah, blah. And of course, a lot of people were like, oh, she's getting on this boat. She doesn't just have this boat. And it's like, yeah, no shit. She doesn't just have this boat, but like adults see that she's got this.
Right. She's not like fucking Wonder Woman.
She's got this following, and they basically
she was
were
flying in a plane. Would she have to own the plane too, or?
Yeah.
All right. It basically sure you could say it was a publicity stunt for the people who own the boat. Sure, whatever. Right, still, it was 20 fucking days on the sea. I don't know. I only know one person did something like that where you're on the sea for almost a month.
That's what's weird about this situation. Like it's everybody has watched Captain Planet as a kid, and you don't think like the bad people, like the hog guy who wanted to pollute the forest and chop them down and stuff. And you think as a kid that these kind of people are just made up, but then you see like a young person like this gets up and says a speech about how old people have fucked the world up for her generation pretty much, and then all old people were like, and then the response you get back from these people is just. Like, really? That's what y'all want to say? I'm like, it's just that the response she's getting back, it was all the negative stuff.
They're
I thought
fucking
was just
stupid.
World. It just seemed like Captain Planet villains were like real. It was like the first time I saw the show Captain Planet like as a kid. Where's my power ring? I mean, this is real life now. It's just kind of surreal and just nuts. Yeah, it was just really, really like didn't be happening.
Well, I mean, shit like this. I recently have made the decision to not buy any more meat. And after
steak for me, bro.
Attaboy, that's a big decision.
Yeah, seeing
I'm
shit
not
like
there yet.
this, and then also seeing what's going down in fucking Brazil, where they're fucking just burning the rainforest, and just it's crazy. It's insanity. And people, the scientists and all this data, they're saying like, man, we're getting close to a fucking tipping point here where that once it goes, like that shit's going to go and it's going to get bad. Like it's going to get, you know, I imagine it being like, you know, an Interstellar where it's just like fucking
fuck with economies,
Dust Bowl and everything. And, and I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I can't just say that I'm powerless to not do anything. So I need to start thinking about how, like, big changes. We need radical fucking change.
Why, you eat more meat, bro. Got to get rid of those greenhouse gases. Well, cows can't fart if we turn them into steaks, okay? It's simple math.
Yeah. Well, I had this fucking argument with, or an exchange, I would say, with a Redditor this morning. And anyway, like I baited him and he replied enough for me to like put him to where he couldn't respond. Enough so that Mistic gave me a shout out. Anyways, this guy, his name is Far East Farnman. Yeah, Mistic was like, "Oh man, Ashtray's comeback was so fucking good."
He's getting him good.
Anyways, this guy says, "How fucking stupid! There's so many more worthy people in this title. All she's done is yell and act like a spoiled, petulant child. She needs to go back to school."
This dude sounds like a douche.
He's a total douche, right?
Yeah.
He sounds like he had his fucking dick in his hand the whole time he wrote that.
I said, the irony is she agrees with you. And his reply, "So she's being held against her will and forced to be on a soapbox?" And as the only urgency of the problem and the lack of action is forcing her on a soapbox. She said in front of the UN that she shouldn't be speaking, but should be in school like a normal teenager. So she agrees with you that she shouldn't be given such an award and that it's ridiculous that all the world leaders are praising her, yet changing nothing. Listen to her speeches and you'll learn that she could give a fuck about personal attention. She wants world leaders to take real action to counter climate change. If she were just to throw her hands up in the air and go back to school like a regular teenager, she'd be just as ineffective as you are here on Reddit calling her a spoiled brat. So yeah, in context to her convictions, she doesn't have a choice and she cares less what you think about her. Praise her or spite her, she doesn't give a fuck about you other than the fact that you're not doing anything to combat the problem. And then you're
boom.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's interesting that you assume that I'm not doing anything about the problem. I do my part, but thank you.
No, dude, your dick's in your hand, bro.
Thank you very much for labeling me.
It is interesting.
You're welcome, but assumption isn't needed. None of us are doing enough, not even myself. The belief I do my part is just a convenient personal excuse to an inconvenient problem we as a species are not taking seriously. But it does give you the grounds to bitch about a teenager on the internet forum, so I can understand why you believe it.
Dude, I eat about 3-4 cows a year. I'm doing my part.
So I wish we could have
like Oracle's doing more than I am, because I'm still eating meat.
Well, whatever. It's the thing that I'm doing.
My thing is, she's like, what about meat is good for you? Why is not eating meat your part?
Because
explain that, please.
Because they are cutting down massive swaths of forest for cattle.
Cheap meat. You are doing one of those, like, you're paying the premium to get it from a very small, like, organic farm, grass fed. Like, sure, you can say you're skipping the industry,
why not just
either way, like, you still have to like avoid all that regular meat.
I get that. Why not go to instead of not buying meat at all, why not buy meat from those kind of people and buy, like he said, grass fed, like local farms?
So
I'm
pretty sure you got local stuff up there you can buy,
and you can definitely, you could definitely do that. This is the thing that I just kind of told myself, is like, you know what, I need to do a drastic change, I'm gonna try doing it, and that's kind of where I'm at. Same thing with the ocean. So I've been. This is week 2.
Well, sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
I mean, we just did.
I just thought this was something like, I started this year. Like
no, we did a meat episode, fucking like a month and a half ago, dumbass. Yeah, it's about week 2, and I haven't bought meat, and it's already getting easier to make recipes and stuff.
Good. 2 weeks.
Okay. Wait. Okay. So let's make a bet. Let's make a bet.
What are you doing?
Yeah. What are you doing? Reddit boy.
Astray's just fucking cutting people down on Reddit.
That's people who bash people on Reddit. Good job, man.
Right.
Good job, buddy.
I'm not having kids. That's what I'm doing,
bro.
Wow. Okay. Next up is Mistic. He doesn't have a what's sexy, unless he's got something now.
I don't know, man.
Sexy.
Anyway, we'll come.
Everything sucks. I will say that I like the Mandalorian.
It is good, isn't it?
But yeah,
you're catching the baby.
I hate that. I like it. I hate to like it.
Yeah, I just feel like the Baby Yoda is a soulless cash grab.
Oh, totally.
It's working.
You know what I mean? It is cute. It is cute. Don't get me wrong.
It is a cash grab for 2 reasons. One, because like if you've never read the comic books or know Star Wars canon, fucking they've only mentioned Yoda species twice in Star Wars. You've only seen one other person like Yoda ever. You don't know where he comes from, what his people are, what planet he comes from. You do know that he lives a long fucking time, and so that's why so the baby for people like me who are like all in the canon and stuff, it's kind of interesting because this is like the third in any Star Wars media. This is the third kind of his species we've ever seen. So for a lot, I mean, look, okay, from a fanboy perspective, it is a kind of thing, but it is, and the other way, it's a fucking. I mean, he's fucking. I get it. Like when she was fighting with that guy, and he was fighting with that chick, and then you turn around and Baby Yoda's sipping some broth or whatever. I mean, it is a cash grab, but it is fucking. It's. I get what you're saying, but whatever. Fuck y'all. I'm a fanboy. Eat a dick.
Baby Yoda.
Right on. Yeah, that's it. That's I hate everything.
Have you checked out the what's the name show on there?
No.
On this. Okay. Next up, we got Oracle Host Defense Mushroom.
Host Defense Shroom Pills. So I've been taking shrooms. I got me some pills, some like lion's mane brain health pills, and some cordyceps energy pills. And
is this because your body is not feeling weak and deficient because you're not eating meat for a week?
No. I thought
I
thought I was going to try it out. This is a company, Host Defense. It is based out of Washington State, and so they get all their mushrooms from there. You don't want to be getting crazy fucking Chinese mushrooms because they don't give a fuck about your health. And I've got to say, I do not have a lull during my day. I used to around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd kind of be like, fuck.
Oh, everybody does. Yeah.
I don't have that anymore.
After lunch,
just doesn't exist for me anymore.
How long you been taking these?
Probably
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, probably about 2 weeks.
Man, you had a big life change here recently, didn't you?
Right.
We do this show. The last time we did a show was 2 weeks ago. You fucking assholes.
I don't know. I do all kinds of weird shit.
The geographical oddities. Fucking 2 weeks from everywhere.
2 weeks from everywhere.
No, you fucking dumb fucks.
I take all kinds of weird shit. Tinctures.
Oh, come on. We're just fucking with you.
Okay, this is the what's... Okay, no, shut the fuck up. This is the what's sexy.
Before I start bragging about shit, I usually take it for a while. That's my point. I take a lot of shit. All kinds of tinctures and lotions.
I take a multivitamin.
Suppositories.
Okay, well, anyway, I definitely recommend...
Are these ginseng? What are they? Just herbs?
No, they're fucking mushrooms.
Really?
Yes. They're mushrooms.
No. I've taken mushroom capsules to help to boost your immune system.
Yes.
But they're not Chinese, so they're good.
They're not Chinese. They're Washington State. It's Host Defense. And you can get them on Amazon as well. And they really, it's been nice. It's been, after I started taking them, I haven't touched an energy drink. It honestly,
well, you shouldn't touch any drink because that
you gave up the bangs.
I gave up the bangs.
Don't give up the
I just didn't need the bangs anymore. I was just like, fuck, man.
You don't need no bangs.
I mean, the bangs are more polluted than fucking.
Teddy, stop.
Yeah.
Never mind. Right.
So continue.
You know that entire bottle of fucking juice that you drink is probably just as bad as those energy drinks.
No.
Don't give me that shit.
Sugar-wise,
yeah.
Sugar-wise, yes.
Yeah.
Sugar-wise, yes.
Yeah. Maybe not for all the other stuff, but
you're just jealous because you can't. You see me drinking and you want to. That's all.
Okay, so that's it for my fucking mushroom pills.
I took mushroom pills for a couple months, and it's like, sure, yeah, I could say like, I was healthy, but it was like for a couple months, and it's like, oh shit, I forgot to buy more, and it's just like, oh, I'm not taking them anymore. Oh shit, it's just like
Oracle isn't a fucking alcoholic though either.
Yeah, right.
So this is also when I took mushroom pills was before I was like as alcoholic as I am.
So what kind of mushrooms were you taking?
I was just in training. Oh, I'd have to look it up.
So that's the thing is specific mushrooms do different things.
Sure. It was one that was for immune health or something like that.
So I would recommend
that sinus infection.
I would recommend doing either the brain pills, which is predominantly lion's mane, or just getting the straight up lion's mane pills. And it really, just looking at the reviews, people are saying like, I used to have to take Adderall. I don't have to take Adderall anymore. I used to, have like...
Damn. No, if it could give me the effect of Adderall?
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, it helps with your mental clarity. Focus. I mean, you're not like fucking cracked out, but your brain is functioning. It's functioning at a high level. You're able to...
You better share a damn link.
All right, dude, it's in the fucking outline.
I want to buy some of these magic mushroom
pills. You should fucking
that make
buy
me feel
them.
Like Adderall
you just want new mushrooms. That's all you want.
Oh shit! But that may be true.
You can have these mushrooms
in their company, probably. He's just out here selling.
Man.
One of these days.
Right, boy. Check out the host mushrooms and make your brain and body better.
Boom.
Ashtray is gonna order more mushrooms, and he's probably gonna do them on the show. Next up is me, Teddy, with Pokemon Sword.
Sorry, I farted.
Wait. Your What's Sexy was Pokemon Sword, and you made fun of somebody.
Yeah, I did.
In this whole episode.
Yeah, right. I did. Yeah,
I just want to point that out.
That's fine. You can make fun of me too. I don't know what happened to my camera. My shit just fucking. I guess I don't know.
Where'd Teddy go?
Yeah, my storage is the Xbox store just opened up. There it is. Cool. But so I got. Yeah, they're gonna be pissed. I get it. It's fine. They'll get over it. So I got it. I didn't think I was gonna get this Pokemon game because it is Pokemon. But it's I've played them ever since the first one came out when I was 13, I think. So it's a really good rock paper scissors. A good rock paper scissors game. Also because you always come out with two versions. Everyone is two versions, two different kind of, and they're all, and both versions are determined by the legendary Pokemon that you can get off of them. So that with my son having a Switch, I got both of them. I gave him one, and we can play together and do stuff together. So I'm not just a creepy old man walking around playing Pokemon.
I'm playing with my son. Thank you. I'm not just playing with random children.
What is creepy is when I'm out playing Pokemon and somebody like this happened to me on my Switch, on my Game Boy Advance, and on my Game Boy my 3DS and shit. Where we're like somebody's son will see me playing and want to battle me or whatever, and I'm like, no, I'm a grown man. You're a kid. I'm like, I'm like, yeah. And
what, are you scared or what?
No, I'm not scared.
But I'm not
scared.
His mother raised him not to play games with strangers.
I mean, no, but I mean, like it is a rock paper scissors RPG. And it is a great beginner RPG. But if you know how to play RPGs, then you know how to fucking. I mean, it's especially the old ones. We're about like walking around leveling up pretty much your Pokemon that you wanted.
That little kid's gonna whip your ass and then
it's not
demand your wallet.
No, he will.
Kick you in the shin.
But all my shit's
give me your money.
when I've caught every Pokemon in the game and they're all level 150, it's not fair for me to battle a kid when I know this kid's not.
It just means it'll be more fun.
I did it once for Pokemon Yellow, and this kid had he had like all Pikachus. And I'm like, "What are you doing, buddy?" They're like, "Nothing was like over level 20." I'm like, "Kid, this is not gonna be."
It's called a life lesson.
Yeah, he's got to learn that lesson, dude. He's got to
get that, but
so like a beat down.
They did make a few changes in the game. The graphics look great.
In the early '90s, I went to Toys R Us with my mom and my sisters, and I played Street Fighter the whole time on Nintendo on the Super NES.
Nice.
And I beat this kid so bad that he had to learn that lesson. You know what I mean? Like I beat him one-handed. I basically just used my right hand and just kicked the shit out of him. And he he was pissed. But he had to learn that lesson, Teddy.
That's funny. What do you think happened to that kid?
I don't know.
My thing was, shout out to school. Shout out to school, probably. So my thing was, I did that in arcades because I would go and stay with a friend's house, but his mother was dating. My parents didn't know this, but she would take us up to Telegraph and 10 Mile Road, give us $20 and drop us off at the arcade. And so, but then she'd come back and get us like 5 hours later.
All right, that sounds like a good deal.
But if we ran out of money before then, I mean, that was $20 to play games and get something to eat at the little snack bar and everything else. While she went and ran around her little guy for whatever. If you ran out of money, if you ran out of money before then, you were just walking around a fucking arcade. And the first few times, I spent a lot of money on shit, but I learned how to play games like Street Fighter. And it was kind of like, it was nice for me to fucking like pull up a stool because I wasn't tall enough to reach without a stool. And you put my little quarter up there when it's my turn, get my little stool and everything else. And then you got
you're that young?
I mean, yeah, I was like, what?
He was fucking Baby Yoda out there.
Oh wait, is this Street Fighter 1?
Yeah, Street Fighter 2 came out. I was like 12 or 13. It was fucking.
Oh, okay.
It was more comfortable to get a stool and fucking and play that way. But it's like you got this grown man next to me who's laughing because I'm gonna take this kid's quarter and then I fuck him up.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And then you got like this guy's fucked up like the past 3 people we played, whatever. Then I fuck him up, and then nobody. I mean, it got to the point where like when like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter games like that, like I was extremely cheap as a kid. So like I would stay on
uppercuts and those like fucking low round houses all the time.
They had to have been so fucking frustrating.
God damn it!
On Mortal Kombat, I have swept. If you can't block a leg sweep or uppercut, that's all I did on you. Leg sweep. I mean, I've gotten flawlesses on grown men doing nothing but 30 leg sweeps in a fucking.
Oh my god!
You little punk!
I would have physically beat the shit out of you in an arcade. I'd be in prison right now for fucking assaulting a fucking 12-year-old.
Just throwing you in the fucking trash can.
But I mean, I was still learning how to play video games. I didn't have like fight game etiquette, being cheap and everything else. So I mean, if I got $20 to last me all goddamn day. This quarter is gonna last me as long as it can. All right, and that's what I was thinking of. And it's funny because her son, oh, he's a little fat bastard. He went through half his money in video games and half of it in food. So a lot of times he'd come to me and be like, "Hey man, let me get some quarters." I'm like, "I still got like $5 left." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. No, man, you spent all yours. This is mine." And so,
man, that's pretty good.
Yes. Yeah, I used to love arcades back in the day. I just fucking up grown men. It's awesome. Yeah, Pokemon as a kid, man, it was awesome. Right?
Phrasing.
Please, you go wrong head, but a grown man, you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, Pokemon Sword, check it out. It's especially if you like the series, you should check it out. It's a lot better. I know you all won't because y'all don't like the series, but I mean the Dynamax Pokemon thing you can do is kind of awesome. The raid battles you have, it's pretty cool. It is amazing. So fuck you, okay? Next, fuck what you think. Cool. First off is Oracle with a Dexcom G6.
Dexcom G6. So this apparently is a continuous glucose monitor, which is used for diabetic children. They have like a sensor that they have on their kids, and then the parents can monitor the glucose levels on their phone.
Oh,
and recently, a few
one of the things that go behind the arm or something
like that, yeah. A few weeks ago, this company, Dexcom that
Hello?
runs this. Yes.
Yeah,
you go.
Mystic.
When they run this, they had an outage over an entire weekend,
Ooh,
and
that's serious.
yeah, and they didn't tell anybody. They
Oh, what?
yeah, they fucking put a Facebook post up, which when you make a Facebook post, that doesn't go out to everybody on your feed, especially if you're a business. It only goes out to a certain percentage.
Yeah.
And a lot of the parents, people said that they, ran
Freaked
up
out.
to their kids and found out that their levels were super low. I'm trying to find the level here. Mystic might know more about this.
Yeah, my daughter had one.
Yeah, so it turned out.
Dexcom.
So Keith Smith, and this is from the New York Times, whose 11-year-old son Cole has type 1 diabetes, assumed when he woke up on Saturday morning without getting any alerts that his son had slept through the night with steady glucose levels. But he was stunned to find a blank screen when he opened his Dexcom app to check on his son. Mr. Smith ran upstairs and shook his son awake. It turned out that his glucose levels had plummeted to a severely low level of around 40 milligrams per deciliter and hovered there throughout the night. Is that bad?
That's real low, yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Anything below 70 is pretty low.
So they're relying on this. And I mean, this is fucking life and death.
I mean, yeah, especially,
it is.
especially with your kids.
Right,
I don't
with your
understand
kids.
how there was an outage though, because it's a self-contained unit that talks to the.
Oh, so it's not like
It
it's
isn't
going
like
through
there's a
big network?
centralized.
Oh, it's not okay. I thought it was like a big
So
server.
it's just between your phone and the monitor in the other
well,
room.
The thing is they shouldn't. That was their flaw. We didn't have the G6,
Mhm.
so like hers, what it did was it didn't alert us, but it had an alarm on it.
Yeah.
On it itself.
So,
Yeah.
So like if it got too low, it fucking went off, and
it
it
would
was
wake them
loud.
up.
Like it woke everybody up. You
Mhm.
knew that
Holy
shit was
shit.
low.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, they should have at least have that as a backup, not just through
yeah,
the
I don't know
app.
why that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, unless it was
And
defective.
they issued an apology. They're like, "Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
fucked up.
oh,
we should."
shit.
But it's like, come on, man.
But no kids died or anything, right? From it.
No
or got into
kids
comas or
died,
anything?
but
Okay,
they
cool.
said
Awesome.
some of the
Oh,
parents.
they could have. 40's
yeah,
fucking
That-
low. You could went into a coma.
And
had a
then
Yeah,
seizure.
coma. Yeah,
right.
seizure or something.
There were multiple cases, children like that, where they had to like massage the children and give them like fucking gummies and shit like that.
Oh my! Yeah,
Right.
my daughter had a seizure once. She was down to 20-something, 27.
Holy
Shit.
fuck!
We checked her fucking monitor.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
Fucking, I thought she was dying, man.
Yeah, and one of the parents said,
I won't wanna
they're like,
imagine that.
"Hey, just let us know. We are accustomed to having to
Right.
take
They
care
would
of
have
this."
gotten up. Exactly. They would have checked 3 times during the night and
But
made sure the levels were
we
right.
thought everything was okay because
Exactly.
we didn't
yeah,
know
and
otherwise.
We do rely on that shit. She
Right.
has a pump right now, a fucking so it's an automated pump. So like
Insulin pump. Yeah, I
she
worked with
just-
a chick that had
she
one of
just
those.
puts in how many carbs she ate and it doses for you, and then she checks periodically. It doesn't have an alarm on it like a Dexcom would. We can get one of those too, but she doesn't want to have to wear 2 things on her body, and I can understand that, I guess. But
Yeah.
like that, but we rely on that fucking thing. Like
Right.
me and my wife have been doing this for almost a decade now, so we know how to take care of it without it. But you
Mhm.
don't. I mean, the thing won't. It hasn't malfunctioned yet. It's been 3 or 4 years. Knock on wood. But
Mhm.
if it does,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
have
you
go
hate
back
to
and
like
review materials
assume it's
to
taken care of.
figure
shit.
out fucking how to do all this shit. I don't fucking remember. And I
Yeah.
fucking feel sorry for parents who don't have that, because that's why he had to check during the night. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? He didn't have a fucking system that would monitor it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Keep
right.
giving insulin when it needed it and shit. So
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Like
What?
just diabetes. I mean, did the kids just fucking die before, or is this shit worse than
Probably.
what it was?
I
Or
yeah, I'm
think
assuming they
it's
died
worse than
and
what-
nobody knew why. You know
Nobody
what I
knew
mean?
Well,
why,
yeah,
Yeah.
prior, but I can't imagine there was this many people who had or children who suffered from diabetes, 50 years ago, 100 years
true.
ago. Like something's changing.
Mhm.
This,
Yeah,
it may
I don't know
just
what
be
it
a
is.
diet,
It's
but
not.
It's
I mean,
the it's the
type
it's
1
the
is.
it's the processed sugar in the foods. It's the way all the processed foods
Yeah,
now.
but
It's not.
that's not going
but type 1 is where you're
pancreas. Type
you're
1 is
born
where
with
your
it, right?
pancreas stops working.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Type 2, yeah, you're right. It's the processed sugars. That's
Type 2, you need to fucking change your diet.
exactly.
Right.
But type
So,
1,
okay, so
they're
type
a
1,
part of their body. just
Type
stops.
1, those are some poor motherfuckers.
And back in the day, if their pancreas stopped, because like we thought my daughter just had the flu and like a urinary tract infection. She was peeing all the time and fucking just sick. So we took her in and she was fucking diabetic. Her fucking sugars were outrageous. Back in the day, they didn't know what the fuck.
How old was she when
the kids fucking died?
She was diagnosed? Three? Damn. Yeah, 3 years old, you can barely explain how you're feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It's real tricky because everything like the stomach, they hunger, like the stomach hurt because they got a shit. The stomach hurt because they're hungry. Stomach hurts. It's all they can't differentiate between the differences.
Yeah.
So it's all stomach hurts. And it's like, okay, why does your stomach hurt all the time? It kind of drives you. I've only got one kid, so it was a first time thing for me. So it was always like, why is your stomach hurting? So I'm like, yeah. And then you learn. Then he goes and takes a shit like 3 minutes later. I'm like, okay, he just had a shit. I'm worried for nothing because they can't.
You were cramped up because you had to shit real bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Punch him in the gut and throw him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
There you go. Shit it out.
Stuff them in the toilet. Get the fuck down.
Anyway, yeah, that's lame.
Boom.
Next time,
Go.
fuck you.
Yeah. Next time, fuck you. My thing went out. Okay. Next up is Ashtray with cancer PTSD.
Well, I'll keep it brief.
No, you won't.
In commiserating as far as anyways, I got a friend who she just had to have a double mastectomy. She's 42, and she had texted me and another friend to see if either of us were free tomorrow at 9 to give her an injection, because she isn't comfortable yet doing it herself. I joked like, God, you'll be over that soon, and then it's like, of course I was stoned, but then you get thinking like, that's that always like background fear that like I could be in that position where, sure, when I had cancer as a teenager, I didn't have a job. I lived at home, like it was easy to, I guess, just be sick. Yeah, I didn't have bills to pay. And then to like imagine being in her position, it's not like she has a husband or anything. Like she's living on her own.
She ain't gonna get one now.
Oh
my God, I can't believe I just said that.
Holy shit.
Terrible.
Jesus Christ.
I hope she doesn't watch.
Wow.
Nonetheless, in thinking of myself I could at the drop of a hat be in that position.
I'm laughing so hard, but I feel so bad that I said it.
Yeah, you should keep apologizing.
I should. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna keep the conversation going.
All right. Yeah.
Anyways, like the PTSD though is like in thinking about that, and it wasn't like we were talking on the phone, but just texting. But she was like, I'm really afraid of needles, blah blah blah, and like I take it for granted now. Like I'm one where like I gotta watch it because I don't want to be surprised, and that just at a drop of a hat I could be in that same position.
Just a needle. She will get used to it. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but it got me all like
absolutely right.
Stoned. I got fucking crying and shit, and I wasn't sobbing, but like the fucking wells were turned on, and I'm like, God damn. It's one of those things too that they give you pamphlets in the hospital about, I guess, the emotional part of dealing with cancer, if you're lucky enough to survive it too.
I've got
as a teenager.
I've got a question for you. What did when the doctor told you you had cancer? What did they say to you? What were the words they used?
They told my mom that the lump was malignant, and I did not know what the word malignant meant, but he went to my mom and gave her a hug, and my mom, I could tell like it was just like the bottom dropped out. Not only that, but also my younger sister had a different type of cancer when I was in second, third grade. So like I kind of, it was already, it hit my family once. And yeah, it was just, I could just tell like, yeah, no, this is not.
Do you live near power lines or something? No. What's going on?
Yeah.
Live on the Mississippi River. There's a lot of people up in that area that have gotten different types of cancer. That's why we think it's environmental.
Aaron Brockovich.
I know, right?
Damn.
Get that bitch up there on the case.
Okay, your oncologist was a lot nicer than my wife's was, because she told her she had cancer and that she was gonna die, and her job was not to cure her; it was to make her life as comfortable as it could be until she passed.
Wow.
That's what. Yeah.
Holy
so I was
shit.
curious.
That's something you got to tell, or you got to kind of slowly break to someone, because
this was the first time. So
God damn.
So I was curious, like,
that's something to fucking drop.
I mean, granted,
yeah,
they, like maybe your wife's was that far advanced. I don't know. It's all they're all different.
They didn't know how far advanced it was at the time. They just got biopsy on their breast. But I get what she's trying to do. She's trying to be real with her. You know what I'm saying? But I get that. But
fine line to walk.
Yeah, but at some point you gotta give. I mean, because people do. I mean, you've beat it. Some people do beat it, so you gotta have some kind of hope there. And it was no hope whatsoever.
At least be like, hey, it was none. It was, but we're gonna try our hardest.
Right.
I mean?
It wasn't that. It was the fucking. It was my job.
Or you say you're gonna do more tests, and then you do more tests before you break the whole like this is terminal.
I bet there's never been a case of somebody that has been told that they can't beat something and they have resigned to that fate. Right. I bet there has never been a case where they have actually beat it. Like you're saying that there's no chance. So if somebody says that you don't have a chance, and in your mind you're like, "Fuck, I don't have a chance."
I'd have a chance. I mean,
Oh, it's human nature.
Right,
to go,
you don't have a chance.
I don't have a chance, motherfucker.
Right, but if you have
that shit.
Right, if you fight, at least there's even if it's like a 0.014% chance, there is something.
Go down swinging.
Well, what was you saying though? Like you don't think there's ever been a case of those odds, or what are you talking about?
I'm saying if somebody went to you and they're like, "Hey, you're gonna fucking die in a week and a half," and there's like no ray of hope for you, guess what? You're gonna die in a week and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not gonna live beyond that. Emotionally, your brain's gonna just
right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, positive thoughts really do affect.
Oh, huge. Yeah.
The way that your body heals, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, like in a massive way. I mean, even when you think that you're getting sick, like if you let it creep into your mind, like, oh, fuck.
That's why. And it was like like people get on WebMD for a cough, and then they find out they have syphilis or some shit because WebMD said your eyelids. That's the kind of mindset he's talking about.
I treat that shit like the plague,
man. Common cold, or I could be dying from syphilis.
But yeah, the trouble though is it's like, in the situation of having cancer is that you're beholden to the professionals. They have the scans, they have all the tests.
They don't know anything.
They're the ones who tell you what's going on. Otherwise, you have no idea. You just know like something isn't right. This hurts, or this is swollen, and there's a lump here.
My sister-in-law being a doctor, it kind of helped out and stuff. She did a lot of research on it and everything else. And so she was actually real helpful because she broke it down in layman's terms, like a lot of the stuff the doctor was saying. She said about tests and things like that. She broke it down in layman's terms of what it was. It made it a little easier. So my sister-in-law did help out a lot right there.
I mean, if it comes down to that, I think if I was ever in that situation, I would want the doctor to be real with me, but also I'd be like, okay, I don't think that you're going to be able to get past this, but crazy shit happens. So
And this thing is like, that's probably all based. I can't even imagine being the doctor to have to like be like, you know what? Like all reality here is the odds are slim to none that they're going to survive because it's stage 4. They waited too long to deal with this problem. Because I'm sure there's plenty of people like that.
I had a podiatrist tell me flat the fuck out that he went to school to be a cancer doctor, couldn't handle the emotional side of it. So now he just deals with people's feet.
wow.
He's like, you don't find any drama in the feet. You know what I mean? He's like, every once in a while you find some shit, but like they're not gonna die from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They
Like,
don't have to take it off, but
they're like, he's like, I just couldn't handle telling people that like this is their life. You know what I mean? This is the end of it.
Damn. Yeah. I can't.
That's coming from a man who dedicated. I mean, he's a fucking doctor. You know what I mean?
Well, and if he went all the way through for like to the point where he's actually consulting someone with cancer, and that's like I don't think a lot of people realize it, but how you're limited through that person. They're the conduit to what the fuck is going on with your body. Otherwise, you have no idea. I mean, unless you have the money to actually jump around to a bunch of different experts and stuff like that. But most people know. You're going wherever like your insurance says you got to go, and you get the doctor, and you just trying to do what they say to survive, and that's all you got to go with. It's fucking tough.
It is.
Sucks.
It is.
I can take those mushroom pills.
Anyways, give me those mushroom pills. Moving on to gay ass pants. Or gay ass cats.
Okay, first off, I do the segue, son, bitch. It's my show, okay?
All right,
so you shut your dirty cock holster.
I'm getting all teary-eyed.
Next up, I get you, bro. I feel you, bro. I'm right here. The next up is Mistic with the gay ass pats.
Gay ass pants. Anyway, I love the Patriots. I love the team. I like Bill Belichick.
Cheating sons of
I like
bitches.
Tom Brady. But I really fucking wish that they would just stop doing dumb shit. You know what I mean?
What have they done
I'm
now?
sick and fucking tired.
They're talking about. I heard about the. I have to watch them because I got 10 TVs. And
Apparently, somebody said that fucking
Videogate or whatever they call it.
Members of their crew were videotaping the Bengals versus the Browns game this last.
Why? They don't need to do this shit.
Well, and apparently it was only 8 minutes worth, right?
Holy shit.
I mean, maybe that's enough to get something. I don't know. I'm surprised someone could notice
Bengals and the
it.
Browns? Come on.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I thought.
Oh,
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you didn't fucking answer, so what the fuck?
We're talking.
We didn't know.
We didn't know you were gone.
Anyway.
Don't tell us to fuck off.
I was like in the middle of saying something. You just don't listen to me or what?
You weren't there.
I was like in a mid-sentence.
You weren't there.
Ashtray doesn't listen to anybody.
Anyway. So they were taping the Bengals fucking Browns game because the Patriots play the Bengals next week. So that doesn't make any sense to me though. Like, why would you? I don't think they were doing it. I seriously think people just fucking
accidental.
I don't even care. Don't even put yourself in that situation.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're playing the fucking Bengals.
Right.
Yeah.
They're 1-11. They're fucking horrible.
They're 1-12 now.
So where were they recording at the time?
They're 1-12 now, yeah. But I get you.
Recording the sidelines apparently.
Jesus.
I mean, what game was it that they were recording?
They were
recording
the Bengals and the Browns.
Yeah, they're recording they said their play calls.
So that they have footage.
Is it common to go to your
Yes, they all do it.
Yes.
Not previous, the one that you're playing next.
The one you're playing next, yes.
You want footage of
and you
them.
want footage of the recent game.
Exactly.
Right. Correct? Okay. So that makes sense. Why is it then that it was I guess how was it? It must have been super dead obvious because if it's commonplace for the upcoming team to be there recording, is it just because like
I don't know.
Complete
Right.
90 90 degrees to the field. Like,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Fucking Brady's got like 10 Super Bowl rings on his fucking fingers.
Right. Like got a gigantic fucking telephoto lens, like staring straight at
one of those big domes that you collect the sound with.
Yeah. Just stop doing dumb shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sick and tired of telling people that I'm a Patriots fan, and they automatically assume I'm some fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, fucking.
It's hard to be a fan of a team that does piece of shit things.
Oh,
Right.
man.
And they didn't. I fucking liked them.
The thing is, they don't need to do
No,
all
they
that.
don't.
They don't need to do any of this shit.
They're a solid team. It's like, I don't know if they're just all paranoid. Like,
I don't know.
Donald Trump.
I don't know if Brady's leaving next year. They're gonna turn this shit again.
And the thing is they're blaming Belichick didn't tell these fucking idiots to go tape a fucking sideline. Are you kidding me?
That, you know what? Okay, I figured it out.
It's probably just them. Everyone down there trying to get the best edge they can.
I figured it out. So the other day, I was walking 2 weeks ago. I was walking through the mall. And
this 2 weeks ago. It was like the end of November when Oracle changed.
2 weeks ago. No, it was like a month ago or whatever. I was walking through the mall, and I live in Rhode Island, so there are a lot of fucking Patriots fans here. And there was a dude in the mall, or there were a couple dudes that were like bikers, and they were wearing the whole fucking biker getup, fucking leather jacket, fucking patches and shit. Whatever. Fucking standard biker guys. Walk up, and I read the patch, and on the back it says Sons of Belichick on the back.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No. Dude, you'd be amazed at some of the motorcycle clubs they got riding. Like a lot of the clubs they have really have some weird shit on their. Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm fucking dead serious.
Yeah.
Sons of Belichick. So
I'm guessing like one of the bylaws to be in the club is you have to be like a Pats fan or something.
Right.
So
my theory is there are a bunch of fucking idiots around here, and Belichick and the Patriots are surrounded by these fucking idiots that love them so much, but they're fucking retarded, and they go off and do retarded shit.
Yeah.
Oh, so like these people could be just like Belichick nuts,
right?
That aren't
we're helping
under the command of Belichick.
Yeah,
himself.
Exactly. We're helping. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And Belichick probably has to just be like, stop doing this shit. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I don't.
I wonder if he had to sign off on the name because they're using his name and shit in advertising. I wonder if he can stop it, or if they spelled Belichick like a different kind of way, or like a 3 instead of an E or something.
The one that was caught at the whorehouse, or was that?
That was Kraft.
Owner.
That was the guy.
The owner.
The owner was.
What's his name again? The owner.
Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, the gay ass Pats.
Ain't easy being a patriot.
Freedom ain't free. Freedom ain't free, man. You know it.
All right. Last up is me with Nick Cannon getting gangsta. I usually only check Facebook when I'm bored at work or on the shitter like everybody else does, or I imagine everybody else does. And so I've been seeing all this stuff about Nick Cannon. Yeah, that's what I said on the shitter. But so I've been seeing these things about Nick Cannon has released 2 diss tracks at Eminem. The history is like him and his before he married Mariah Carey. Eminem used to fuck Mariah Carey, yada yada. He's done some stuff at concerts, but it's like so. I listened to part of both songs, and they're both horrible. It's him and his Wild and Out crew like dissing Eminem. Which I am a big Eminem fan.
Wild and Out. That's the crew that I was talking about. I forgot what their name was.
Yeah, I am a big Eminem fan, and it's kind of like if you're a hip hop fan, it's kind of like there's been a lot of interviews with people where asked, I'm saying when if you're gonna battle rap somebody or diss somebody, who somebody you want to stay with, and like Snoop Dogg, all these people say they want to stay away from Eminem because I do like his metaphors. He's real tricky with the words, and a lot of times because of his fame and stardom, a lot of people that he will win. He will in public opinion. But my thing is like it's Nick Cannon though. I mean this kid from it's Nick
shit.
Cannon,
the
and it
rapper to be trying to fucking
right. And it's what it is funny is like on Wild and Out. I've watched a few episodes. They have 2 teams and they rap and stuff against each other. And one of the comments was Nick Cannon loses battle raps on his show. So why the fuck is he gonna diss Eminem? But I just thought it was funny that Nick Cannon. It's like they all. I mean, it's the Wild and Out crew. That it's the cameras in black and white. and they're just all talking shit about Eminem, and it's like it's kind of feels like it's like it's like 5 dudes jumping one guy on a record. It just seems kind of
but weak ass.
I was
dudes.
telling them before you got on that Snoop was on that Wild and Out shit one time, and it was Snoop against Nick Cannon's entire crew, and he fucking lit them all up.
Lit them all up. Yeah, it was awesome.
You can't fucking best Snoop. You ain't getting it, Eminem.
I'm like, really? Like, it's just yeah. So I just thought it was funny. I know I'm pretty sure he's doing it for publicity. I kind of hope that Eminem just doesn't dignify it and won't come out with a response record like they do. But
Friday, that motherfucker's gonna have the most fucking lit song on fucking Spotify.
I mean, yeah.
That's the thing is I don't know. I don't even realize these things are going on until it's like the song makes so many sales. It's like, oh shit, like there's some beef going on.
I think the last beef Eminem had was with a guy called Machine Gun Kelly. He's a white rapper or whatever. And they released their diss tracks or whatever. And then like after Eminem released his, Machine Gun Kelly on the interview was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm good. I took my shot. I'm done. But it's just, but I just think it's funny that it's Nick Cannon. Like you don't think that one. I don't think like Wild and Out. I think the only reason he got that show is because he's black and fucking Mariah Carey. She knows somebody. I'm like, but you don't see. I mean, you don't see like Nick Cannon. Like he's got a stand up on. He's got a stand up on Netflix or something. I watched like 10, 15 minutes of it. It wasn't funny. I don't think he's funny. I mean, I get he gets to host shit and everything else, but it's like if Steve Harvey came out with a battle rap against fucking Shaq or something. It just seems really out of place. I know that a Wild and Out that's just your little niches rapping against each other and stuff, but I mean, he seems like he's kind of out of his league here. It's like you should stay.
It's actually good for business for Eminem. Because then he gets to fucking release these tracks and fucking.
Well, yeah, he doesn't even have to drop it. He doesn't have to try to craft and the expectations of a new album as much as just like, boom, let's just craft a single, almost like a South Park episode. It's like to deal with this fucking issue right here, right now, and it's like almost the hype of the story is what fuels the song.
Right.
I mean, right. I mean, yeah, it's
or the song sales. I mean.
I mean, it's all kind of beef albums. That's what they are to help each other person out because everybody wants to know. Everybody likes drama. They want to see what this person said and what this person said and who they mentioned and everything else and how they put it together. So, I just thought it was fucking really, 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 really dumb. There was Nick Cannon. I mean, I don't get what I'm like. That nigga. I'm harder than he is. I don't get it. What the fuck is? I don't get it. It just seems out of place. I don't get it. So yeah, that's my focus. You think? That's our show. Be sure to join the conversation at theredireport.com or facebook.com/The Red Eye Report. You can also Twitter us at _shit. I forget what it was.
Whatever.
I didn't put it about him.
Twitter, but bitter.
I don't even know why. Why do we do that?
And we also have an Instagram at The Red Eye Report.
Mixer. Check us out.
And check out our Mixer, The Red Eye Report. Anywhere you watch streams.
Except for the Isle of Man. If you live at the Isle of Man, sorry, Carl, but you'll no longer be able to watch our videos. Or at least one of them.
I don't know why you're apologizing to him.
Well, they just can't see that episode. They didn't cut out the whole show.
You're right. Just being forewarned. You won't know the truth about BP.
Yeah, we can't talk about big oil anymore apparently because they don't like it. So
motherfucker.
That's our show. I do enjoy my friends in our weekly sessions. Thank you all for being such good friends.
Love you, Teddy.
I love you fuckers too, Ashtray. Even though you're kind of creepy to hang out with in a bar. It's fun, but creepy.
On edge.
Boom. That's our show. I'm Teddy.
I'm Oracle.
This is Ashtray.
And I'm Mistic.
And this is the Red Eye Report. Motherfucker. Boom.